The body of Paul Nabor, in a coffin custom made for him, was carried into the cemetery on the shoulders of the Belize Defense Force. A final resting place had already been prepared for him. As the solemn procession made its way, the band played Nabor's hit Naguya Nay, which he had written for his sister on her deathbed. He had asked for that song to be played at his own funeral. The life of this great man impacted many, so while his farewell was a celebration of life, there is also grief and sadness.
I think the entire family is feeling it because we knew that we lost a loved one, and especially my mom, she's taking it very serious. Right now, to be honest and sincere, I don't find the words to describe how we feel and what we feel exactly, because it's a great loss, and not only for us, for entire Belize and a whole, because everybody loves him.
When I hear that, but almost I'm gonna die too, because Paul Nabor, we know he's sick in the hospital, and I talked to him by phone sometime, but he told me I'm gonna try. I feel bad, but I'm gonna try. So I still waiting. He's gonna try because we needed our partner in this project, international project for the Garifuna music, our grandpa, our friend.
Paul Nabor was 86 years old. He would have been 87 in January. This king of Paranda was a prolific songwriter and singer throughout his life, but he only gained regional and international recognition in his later years, when he and the legendary Andy Palacio, along with the Garifuna Collective, put Belize on the cultural map. So the sense of loss from his death is a tangible thing.
It's personal for me because we are close with Paul Nabor. When he come to Honduras, he live in my house. When I come here and I eat fish with him in his house, so we are close. Paul Nabor, when it's touring, I'm close with him. So it's a personal for me, and for our nation, the Garifuna nation, not just for the Belizean people. Paul Nabor represent Garifuna nation. You know, in the international way, people know about Garifuna music between this project. Maybe we have many artists before, many Garifuna singers, but in this project, in this moment, and the Garifuna music, when we start to make the Garifuna music to be recognized in the international way, it's a few years ago. We start with Paul Nabor.
PUP leader Francis Fonseca made the trip from Belize City to bid farewell to the musical giant. He says he had to, not only in his official capacity, but because he knew and respected Paul Nabor.
And one of the best memories I have of Paul Nabor is a day we spent together along with Andy Palacio in the village of Barranco, when, as the Minister of Culture, I had traveled to Barranco to participate in a ceremony designating Andy Palacio as a UNESCO Artist for Peace. Barranco is his home village, so that is where the ceremony took place. And Paul Nabor, who considered Andy Palacio a sort of grandson, was there. He was there to support him and to participate in this international recognition of this great Belizean artist, Andy Palacio. And we spent the entire day together in Barranco. We ate together, we talked about music, we talked about culture, we talked about life in Belize.
The death of Paul Nabor has brought to life a sentiment that the country neglects its great artists who contribute so much and who proudly represent Belize. Nabor is the second of the three kings to die, but are we guilty of waiting until they're dead to acknowledge their lives?
Many of these good gentlemen and the women who are in music and arts live, from hand to mouth, quite literally. We lost, as you know, we've made a big deal in Belize of talking about three kings. We lost Wilfred Peters, now we've lost Paul Nabor. the last remaining king is Florencio Mes. And both Mr. Peters and Paul Nabor essentially, died with very little, even though we hail them as these great musical artists. I think as a society, as a nation, as a people, we certainly have to do a lot better. We have to do a lot better in terms of appreciating these individuals, recognizing these individuals, but also in tangible ways, demonstrating to them that there is value to the work that they produce on behalf of this great country.
He told me another thing. I love to come to Honduras because, children respect me. Have a lot of respect to me. Everybody told him, Grandpa, 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 Grandpa. And sometime in Dangriga or in Hopkins or in Piney, don't have the same respect for the children. And he missed that because he born in this kind of respect. We preserve this kind of respect in Honduras, in the Garifuna village. In Paul Nabor feel it.
With the official ceremony completed, Nabor's family and friends took over and said goodbye in the rich tradition of the Garifuna culture.
My grandfather all time taught us discipline, to be humble, love yourself and respect others. And no care what you achieve in life or whatever you have, but continue to be the same person, learn to interact with other people, communicate with other people without differences. I think that's the biggest lesson he ever taught us, and I think for the nation. I know that he's a loving person. He has a lot of love, not only for himself and his family, but entire love for everyone.
Mike Rodon for News 5.